Hello, everyone. My name is Andy Breeding. I'm a product manager at OCLC, and welcome to ACRL. I am really excited to tell you about our Choreo Insights collection analysis tool. I'm going to take a few minutes to tell you about the tool, and then my colleague Sean Duffy is going to do a demo. So why Choreo? Why Choreo Insights? Why now? So what's driving the need for collection analytics? Budget pressures. I'm sure most of you are familiar with that. That is an ongoing fact of life. The shift from print to digital is continuing, but it complicates the way we analyze our collections and how we sort that mix of print and digital as we assess our collections. We see that diversity, equity, inclusion is at the center of a lot more collection analysis work that we see. And we see the need for collections to better align with emerging curriculum priorities. So as a result, we have introduced Choreo Insights, which uses WorldCat holdings data to allow your library to compare your collection with those of the collective collection, other libraries, peers, and so forth. And so what does the tool address? What are the opportunities that we see here? First and foremost, collection building is the focus. It's a prospective collection building tool. We have other tools like Greenglass that focus on managing your existing print collections. This is about looking forward. It's about addressing diversity, equity, and inclusion in your collection. Analyzing that, we brought together metadata that will help with that. And academic program alignment. Increasingly, as curriculum offerings change, there's a question of how well you map your collection to the curriculum offerings. And to that end, we have done work to map collections to the classification for instructional programming codes that libraries use to report their curriculum offerings to iPads and so forth. And so this way we can much better calibrate the library's collections against what the curriculum offerings are. And implicit in all this is collaboration. It's making purchasing decisions in a collective context. It's seeing how your collection stacks up to peers, but also we can't buy everything. So it's a matter of being able to collaborate with other institutions in your consortium, in your resource sharing networks, or even just individual institutions that you have close relationships with for collaborating around collections. At its heart, this tool is about comparing your collection to those of other libraries. My colleague Sean Duffy is going to give you a demo in a moment, but I just want to go through the four main analysis types. So it's fairly simple. The all collection analysis lets you see two collections side by side. How does your collection stack up with those of selected peers? Where does it fit in a consortial context? Then there's overlap. Where do we have overlap? Where is there maybe excess copies? What do we hold in joint holdings with other libraries? And distinct holdings. What are those holdings that we have that other libraries do not have, that the rest of our consortium, the rest of our peer groups offer? I think a lot of libraries are keen to discover, and I've seen this over time, what they hold that is unique. Every library holds unique things, and this is a way to get at the strengths, the unique strengths of your library's collection. And perhaps most importantly, gap. What do other libraries hold that you don't? What do key collaborators, peers, aspirational peers, those libraries you know have great collections in certain areas, what do they hold that you do not? And so with that, I'm going to turn it over to Sean Duffy to show you Choreo Insights in action.
All right, thanks, Andy. Welcome, everybody. I'm excited to be here to introduce you to Choreo Insights. As Andy mentioned, Choreo Insights gives you the ability to view your collection and the collective collection through the lens of emerging curriculum priorities. For my first example, my institution, OCLC University, is looking at expanding its neuroscience program. And in order to do this, what I'm going to be doing is comparing it against a top-ranked program, in this case, University of California, San Francisco. With the analysis that I'm choosing to do, what I'm going to do is just be looking at my print monographs. And I'm also going to be using the classification of instructional programming, or SIP codes, to narrow down my collection to neuroscience-focused programs. So right here, you can see we have neuroscience, neuroanatomy, neurobiology, and behavior. With that, I can go ahead and run the report. And I'm going to get it running. And sort of like a cooking show, the Wi-Fi is a bit spotty, so I'm just going to jump to the results. As you can see here, we have the results that are covering two different LC classification codes, so showing that SIP mapping in action. We can see here that we also have a nice little list giving you the results and those titles that are being held by both institutions. If I wanted to be a little more specific, what I could always do is I could choose to use a gap analysis. I could choose a different format type. Choreo Insights lets you choose multiple different book format types, such as ebook, as well as microform, manuscript, and large print. You can also choose your serials. So you can choose print or e-serials. And then you also have newspapers or e-newspapers. If you wanted to be a little more specific as well and look by scarcely or widely held titles, you can choose to use WorldCat holdings and filter by those. Finally, you can also use the FAST headings. FAST, or Facet Application of Subject Terminology, is based on those LC classifications. Choreo Insights lets you search through the 1.8 FAST subject headings. 1.8 million, sorry. 1.8 is a little small. All right. For my next example for you, what we have is OCLC University just completed a diversity audit in our library. And based on what we're looking for and what our patrons are looking for, we decided to expand our African-American art collection. And what we're going to be doing is comparing against other large Ohio academics. In this case, I used a fast keyword search for African-American art, and I'm going to be doing a gap analysis to see those titles that I don't have, but those other large Ohio academics do. I'm going to go ahead and run the report. I'm going to go ahead and click to the results. We're actually going to jump back here in a second because the results are being a little funny because I preloaded them. But what we can also do here is one other thing I forgot to mention is you can also filter your results based on publication year, place of publication. If you're a WMS customer, you can take advantage of the usage in the circulation module to get that print circulation to really filter down by that. And you can also filter by language, so that 008 mark field or that 041 mark field. I'm going to jump back here. And there we go. Now we have our results. So 332 titles, and this would give us an idea of what we do not have. So if I was going to use this for an acquisitions decision, what I would look at is this N for fine arts category to get the most bang for my buck here. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and open it up for questions. Thank you.